Good evening, guys, and welcome to the show. Today is Thursday, November 1st, 2018. And anyway, what's happening is I've watched cryptocurrency over the years, when I first got started, it was awfully small. You couldn't spend Bitcoin anywhere when I first got started in it. And I thought it was, at first, I kind of thought it was a fad. I thought it might get destroyed. Just the fact that there was an awful lot of talk when the price went down to $200 after it fell off from 1,150, and there's very negative sentiment around Bitcoin. I didn't know exactly how low it would go, and so I figured to myself, hey, you know what, $220 a piece is better than $5 a piece. Because that's what I thought. I thought it was just going to drop right down to almost nothing. I've done a lot of research into cryptocurrencies since I first got involved with it. And cryptocurrencies are not going to disappear. They're going to grow. They're going to continue to grow. Now, they might go through another down period before they really expand, because they haven't really become the go-to asset class. Like Bitcoin is not really yet. It's a speculative investment. I mean, people are speculating in it. They're going in and they're buying cryptocurrency because they see the potential. They see the growth. And they don't see it going backwards. They see it only moving forwards because, first off, there's a huge difference between Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and fiat money. And the difference is fiat money is unlimited in supply. The governments have control over it. They have issued it by decree, and they can create as much as they want. Quite literally, they can create as many monetary units as there are leaves on the trees. And this is the fundamental flaw of fiat currencies, but you don't have that with cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is not a fiat currency because the computer limits the supply, and you can't tamper with the computer. You can't increase the supply. And so what you've created is an asset that mimics gold. So I got thinking about this a lot, and I thought about, hey, you know what? Who's the creators of this? And the closest we can come, I mean, we can't find Satoshi Nakamoto. Who is he? Where is he? What is he? Is he Santa Claus? And I think that, yes, he is. I think he's just as big of an invention as Santa Claus by the people who created the cryptocurrency, the real creators. And what was their purpose? Well, tracing it back, the closest you can come to the real creators of cryptocurrency is the intelligence community. Because SHA-256, it was invented, which is the underlying protocol that Bitcoin runs on, was invented by the NSA. And so there's a lot of cloak and dagger that goes on, and a lot of behind-the-scenes maneuvering and everything within the intelligence community. I mean, there's all these different agencies and stuff. And what are they up to with their secret black budgets and whatever? This just reeks of a conspiracy. Cryptocurrency does. Where did it come from, and what's its purpose? Well, the thing is I've sat down and I've thought about it for a long time, and I've come to the conclusion that the bankers are not the ones behind this. The bankers. I don't think they're behind the creation of cryptocurrency. They don't like it. They hate it. And the reason why they hate it is because it's going to take away their monopoly on banking. When you download any cryptocurrency wallet, even if it becomes regulated, it still becomes your bank on your computer, and you're holding the currency yourself in your possession. Now, when you deposit money in the bank, totally different. When you deposit actually currency in the bank, not money. Gold is money. Silver's money. When you deposit currency in the bank, they own it. You just gave it to them. It's theirs, not yours. You are an unsecured depositor, lender to the bank. That's your position. You used to be a depositor in the old days, and they were custodians of your money. Now that's not the way it is anymore. The way it is now is you're an unsecured lender to the bank. They can do whatever they want with your money, including not giving it back to you. A lot of people don't know this. They can take as much of your money as they want legally. It's been written into the law now. And so the bankers are really shysters, and the money that they use, the fiat currencies, are shyster currencies that are built on a Ponzi scheme, that are mismanaged. And the thing is cryptocurrency is all managed by computer. So ultimately, what was the real reasoning behind the agencies that created this was, I guess, to destroy the banking system. Because this is ultimately where this is going. The ultimate conclusion of this is that everyone becomes their own bank. A bank is superfluous at that point. And if you can send the money that you have and you own on your wallet anywhere on earth instantaneously, what in the heck do you need a bank for? Nobody's going to need banks anymore. They are their own banks. Your software on your computer is your own bank. And you've got numerous options. Now, for all of you guys out there who say, okay, I'm worried about cryptocurrency because the government's going to come along and they're going to outlaw cryptocurrency worldwide. That's not the direction this is going to move in. They are going to regulate it. They're not going to abolish it. They're going to regulate it. Different countries are going to regulate it slightly differently. But I almost can guarantee this, that ultimately the regulation is going to involve them knowing who sent what where. And the easiest way for them to do that is for the government to keep the blockchain database on their computers, and for them to sort the database out. Now, okay, it's a lot of information. The Bitcoin database is probably one of the biggest. I forget how. I don't know what it's up to. What is it up to? 80 gigabytes or something like something enormous amount of information, because it has all the transactions from the very beginning till now. Right? So it's like a giant puzzle. What for the government? Which way? What was sent this way and that way? But once they start breaking it down, and they get the first ones, it's almost like a giant jigsaw puzzle. When you get the first pieces of the hardest, and then later, through the process of elimination, it gets easier and easier to solve the puzzle. So solving the puzzle all the way back to the first block that was solved on the Bitcoin chain, which is, they have a name for that. I'm trying to think of it right now. It's offhand, but I can't. Anyway, going right back to that original block, they'll be able to trace all the way through, all the way up to the present day. And to keep it straight and keep it in order for themselves, the next conclusion that they're going to come to, a logical conclusion, is for them to ID your wallet address to you. And this is actually a very simple thing to do. They just have to create an advanced government wallet. And this might have been their motive the whole time originally in creating it. Was down the road they might have knew that they were going to do this. They might have said to themselves, hey, you know, if we do this right off the get-go, right off the start, if we try to centralize it, they'll be on to us and they'll know what we're up to. But what we'll do is we'll let them have a bit of freedom at first, and we'll tell them that it's revolutionary, it's going to take out the bankers and everything else. Right? And then after everybody adopts it, then we can come in and we can say, oh, money laundering, you know, this is dangerous, it's money laundering and everything else, once it gets big enough and once it's adopted enough. And then put the screws down, then tighten the screws to put out these wallet addresses that are assigned to each individual. So what would happen is then you would receive a wallet, the only wallet that would be validated This would be the regulations. See, the regulated cryptocurrencies, they would be totally regulated for each and every individual out there. And this is the direction I think they're actually going to move in, is regulation. Not just figuring out who sent what where, but also regulations as to what asset class cryptocurrency represents in each country. Is it money, or is it a commodity, or just exactly what is it, and how do they tax it? They're going to figure all of this out, and they're going to sort it. And they might actually change their positions on the cryptocurrency as time passes. But they're not going to ban cryptocurrencies. It's just not going to happen. It is not going to happen. No more than they're going to try to go to everyone's home and confiscate your silver. Ain't going to happen either. That ain't going to happen. They would, first off, say Aunt Martha has a pair of silver earrings she got in 1920 in her heirloom. Like she's going to give them over her dead body. And so what are they going to have to do? March into everybody's house with this has an Aunt Martha and take care of business? It ain't going to work. It ain't going to fly. The people would be in an absolute uproar. There's no way. Everybody's got silver in their house. Almost everybody. They got dishes and forks and everything from soup to nuts. Old serving trays and earrings and necklaces, and it just goes on and on and on in almost every single home. They're not going to give that up. The easiest way for the government in that direction as well is to put special taxes in on silver. And where they're going to put those taxes in is at point of sale. They're going to be point of sale. They're going to attack the point of sale. What they'll do is with silver and gold, they'll come in and they'll basically the silver and gold dealers, they won't be able to buy or sell without signing government papers. So you'll go in and you'll want to sell your silver and you'll have to sign a government paper. And then they'll know how much you sold or whatever, how much you bought. And then that way they can slam the taxes to you right. So that's what they're going to do to silver. And because silver's going to rise so meteorically in price, taxes are going to be big on it. So they're going to want a good chunk of your profits. So for you guys out there that are hoarding silver, they're not going to put these taxes in, of course, unless it's a necessity to put them in. And it's only going to become a necessity to put these taxes in when the silver price gets to a meteoric price. When the silver goes way up, astronomical in price, then they'll drop the taxes in. So if you can get ahead of the taxes, then you'll probably make out okay. But if you wait until you see them putting the taxes in, they'll announce it. They'll say, hey, you know what, we're going to put a tax, blah, 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 like they always do. They just tell you what they're going to do. And if you can get in ahead of it, then you'll be okay. Because they're not going to put it in until silver gets a huge price. So that's how they're going to work with that. But here's the thing. Let's take a look at a quick article here. I know I've been rambling on a little bit about this, but let's open the charts right here and take a look at how this is moving and what direction the cryptocurrencies is moving in. It's moving in the direction of an institutional asset class. We can see right here is companies like Morgan Stanley says crypto is a new institutional asset class. And they're right on the money. But these bankers, see, these bankers are trying to get a little bit of the action. They can see what direction this is going. They can see it ahead of us. That's why J.P. Morgan, Jamie Dimon, he was up there, and he's frightened. That's why he was so denouncing cryptocurrency so bad about 6 months ago, because he's terrified of this stuff. It's going to destroy the foundation of how he became rich and how he became powerful. What's he going to do? And so all the bankers are in this conundrum. They don't know how to get rid of this stuff. It's growing exponentially like a cancer. Cryptocurrency is growing just like a cancer. And it's spreading just like a cancer, and it's not going to be stopped. If the Earth was a cancer patient, and the Bitcoin was the cancer, right now it's like terminal. It's like if the doctor would take a look at you and he'd say it's spread all through you. Like 1,000 different types of cryptocurrencies is spread all through the patient now. Every country on Earth has a cryptocurrencies, crypto disease, and it's only going to grow. So there's a transformation coming here. And what they're talking about here is this transformation. It says institutional investors are increasingly getting involved in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, while the number of retail investors in the space is staying stagnant. So what we have is these institutional investors are coming in, and they're getting involved in the cryptocurrencies big time. They're going big time with it. I'm going to tell you what's happening. These retail investors right now, they're of like two opinions. They're like, oh, is Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies going to go like everybody says and become very powerful, or is it going to fade away? And they're because they're of they don't really realize that it's actually coming in to stay, and they're thinking to themselves, maybe I should go back to just selling my stuff with for the dollar and drop selling it for cryptocurrencies. These are these retail investors right now, and they're staying stagnant. Some new ones are coming in, and old ones that used to carry Bitcoin and used to sell things for Bitcoin are leaving, you know? And so it's stagnant right now. But you got to understand, when these institutional investors come in and make Bitcoin very legitimate, and cryptocurrencies too, very legitimate, they legitimize the whole space, then what's going to happen is a lot more retail investors are going to hop on the board. When the institutional investors hop on board. It just all makes sense. It's all coming together. So let's read a little bit of this here. It says, this global banking giant research division delved into the last 6 months of Bitcoin and highlighted certain trends it noticed. Perhaps most notably, the report emphasized its rapidly morphing thesis. So, rapidly morphing thesis. Evidently, they think that cryptocurrencies are morphing very fast into something new and bigger than what they are now, which began by defining Bitcoin as digital cash and noted that investors had full confidence in it to a solution for issues in the financial system, as a new payment system, and ultimately a new institutional investment class. Just the way they're talking here, you can see which way it's going. So we could go through a period where we have a little bit of a deflationary period, and the cryptocurrencies just might suffer a little bit during this deflationary period. But ultimately, I see it as we come out of that deflationary period and we start to go into inflation, and really heavy inflation in the future. Because there's only one direction the central banks can move in. They have to continue to stimulate. If they don't stimulate, the whole thing is going to break down and go into a deflationary, tremendous deflation. They'll have to stimulate. When they stimulate, they're going to be, people will be losing confidence in the fiat currencies, and they're going to flock to the cryptocurrencies as a new asset class. And this is exactly, as these institutional investors come in, this is exactly what's happening. It says, as such, the group's current thesis is that Bitcoin is a new institutional investment class and has been for almost a year. The amount of crypto assets under management has been increasing since January 2016, with 7.11 billion currently being stored in hedge funds, venture capital firms, and private equity firms. The fact that major financial institutions are increasingly getting involved supports this thesis that the report continued, citing Fidelity's new crypto services division. Fidelity Investments, new crypto services division. I mean, you can see which way this is going. And ultimately, when you think about it, that Bitcoin is the Rolls-Royce of cryptocurrencies. Okay? The original Bitcoin is the Rolls-Royce of cryptocurrencies. And what you're actually seeing happening here is, of all the coins, it's the Rolls-Royce. And what you're seeing happening here is this is becoming a new way of storing capital and storing money. And as the money flows into this space, well, there's no end to exactly how much money these cryptocurrencies can absorb. How much fiat money, I should say. How much currency that they can absorb. And when they absorb the currency, what happens is the cryptocurrency goes up in value and the fiat goes down in value. And so we saw this happen last year. We saw the fiat currencies go up to 750 billion or higher in market capital. The cryptocurrencies, I should say, went up to 750 billion in market capital. It's come back down now to 200 billion, but that's like it's breathing, you know. And when something's breathing, it breathes out and it breathes back in again. So you can bet that this is going to breathe back in, and when it breathes back in next time, it's probably going to go way over 750 billion in market capital. And so this is withdrawing an awful lot of liquidity into this space, and just it's like a transfer machine, you know. As it grows bigger and bigger, it's going to transfer more value into the cryptocurrencies and less value into the fiat currencies. It's like an engine. It's like it really is like a cancer. So in a way, in fact, not just in a way, totally, cryptocurrency is really not a good thing, because this is the most disruptive technology that's ever been invented. Personally, but I don't like it myself personally, but they got an old saying, if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, because ultimately, this is what's coming, whether we like it or not. And any one single person like myself, I could jump up and down on a desk, light my hair on fire, and scream, I hate Bitcoin, never want to see it again. And nobody's even going to hear me do that. I mean, it's going to still go where it's going to go and do what it's going to do. No matter what I do, I'm totally powerless to stop the stuff. But what I'm just saying is when this stuff really starts to transfer all of the wealth over into the new cryptocurrency class, and all of that wealth comes out of the other class, it's going to cause disruption, tremendous disruption in the world. And a lot of people are going to suffer from this. Of course, some people are going to make out like bandits, you know, but there's going to be an awful lot of people that's going to suffer from this as well. It's going to create a society that's the have and the have-nots. It's going to create the ones who have the new digital gold and the ones who don't. And the ones who don't are going to be poor. It's going to be a huge transfer of wealth away from the fiat currencies and into gold, silver, and crypto, ultimately, in the end. Where else is it going to go? What else actually becomes money other than gold, silver, and cryptocurrency if you move out of fiat? A lot of people haven't actually taken the time to actually think about that one particular point even. So listen, this has been your show for tonight. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next show. Bye-bye.